Man, I'm blessed. Obviously everyone knows what I've been going through, but I'm just blessed, and highly favored, and just fortunate to be here.
You feel like you'll be ready for fall camp?
No doubt, no doubt. I've been, running around a good bit, doing everything the team do. So I think I'll be ready.
Think you'll be limited at all?
Uh, I'm sure I won't take every rep, but they'll definitely monitor me, make sure I'm ready to go for August 30th.
What did you see from the guys when you were out in the spring? Guys like Nakai coming in from Colorado and some of the young guys sitting out.
Yeah, man. First things first, I think those guys are starving, and you know, with Nakai being a vet, I think we needed another one in the room, and he definitely has showed some maturity in what he does every day, and we also got JJ Justin Jefferson that has been there for a couple of years, and know what it take to be a starter, and know what it take to produce on the field. And I'm very excited for our position groups and our position group, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Coach Moore said that you were kind of leading some linebacker meetings on your own. Just what goes into that? Why do that? And what are the guys? How they've been receptive?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, it's nothing new. It's just something the guys can learn from me a little bit more than hearing it from me is different than hearing it from the coach. So yeah, we take that into consideration, and then yeah, it's been pretty smooth though. The guys are all in, and willing to learn as much as they can, and I'm just it's great when you have guys in the room that's willing to learn, and everybody's connected and gelled together. So it just makes it fun every day.
Year one under Coach Womack and his scheme. What did you take from last year and some of the things you'll build on this year?
Yeah, one thing I took was just how much the linebackers produce in that defense, and the production me and Jahai had last year. It was just crazy to see coming from Coach Saban defense, where you got the safeties making all the big plays and all the production, but now you got Coach Womack 4-2-5 scheme where the linebackers have the most production, and guy like me love that.
What was the learning curve like for that last year, and what do you expect out of year two when what will no longer be a new system?
Are you talking about Coach?
Yeah, Coach Womack's 4-2-5.
Yeah, I think the biggest things was getting reps, and I'm talking about game reps, because it's different than going against the offense or something like that in practice and trying to get those reps other than live reps in the game. And I think once we was able to anticipate, because Coach Wool's defense is, you have to be able to anticipate and know situation and down and distance and stuff like that. And once we're able to kind of hone into that and hone into more of what the offense is doing, then I think we're able to fly around faster, make more plays, and that's obviously going to be a key thing for us this year.
Coach DeBoer was asked about the pass rush. I'm curious what you've seen from those guys on the outside.
Yeah, I think it'll be a pleasure to see, because we got different guys that can do it, and we got D-line that can do it, other than just an outside linebacker that can be a force in the rush game. You got interior guys like Tim Keenan, James Smith that can pressure and rush the quarterback just as well. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the pass rush, to be honest.
Deontae, you said, are you still trying to work on to get better at? Also, what can fans expect from the Alabama defense?
Yeah, a skill set that I'm trying to work on is obviously just being a better player. That's whether that's block destruction or speed or strength, or just anything that can push you forward. And what you can expect is guys flying around making plays. I mean, like I said, we have reps under our belt now, and now we're honing in to see what the offense can do. And I just think you'll see guys flying around making plays.
Deontae, did the knee injury last year play into your decision to come back to school? And how does it feel as far as being ready to go in the fall?
No doubt. It definitely did. Wasn't a light injury whatsoever, and I had full faith in the Alabama medical staff, and Dr. Kane, who did my surgery. He worked with me for a couple years, and it's just a sense of comfort. And I'll say when you know you have guys around you that love you and they'll take care of you, and I think that was one of the biggest decisions that I came back, no doubt.
Deontae, you guys played Oklahoma in Oklahoma last year. Now you have them at home. How much are you looking to avenge that loss from last year?
Yeah, I think that's later on down the road a little bit. We got a long way to go before we get to that game, but that'll just be something we'll have to be ready for when the week comes. We just got to make sure we're prepared the best way when that week comes, and we'll be excited when the game gets here.
You're from Mobile, and I know you're so proud of your city and what the city has been able to offer. Kind of a two-part question. What did you take from Mobile to where you are in Tuscaloosa? And is there some bragging rights with you and Ryan, kind of the captains of the offensive defense, so to speak, being from the same area?
I'll start with the second question. I wouldn't say bragging rights with me and Ryan, but we know where we come from, man. When we see each other, we always say just crib. That just means 251. That's what we like, and Mobile's a great city. You already know that, and just being around. I think my parents really played a big factor of like the way I am, the way they raised me, try to keep me away from the things that wasn't important, and that's really what I took. Just stay away from the things that's not important, and keep the main thing, and just keep pushing.
Deontae, in the LSU game last year, you had an interception. Why do you think y'all were able to make Garrett Nussmeier so uncomfortable in that game?
I think we just had a great scheme for that week. I think the offense was able to, kind of put pressure on them with the way they was able to score. So it just made them want to, kind of match that and score faster. So, I think that was the biggest thing. I think we were just prepared for that game. We were ready to go, and we did what we had to do to come out successful.
You guys kind of seeing on tape going into that game for Garrett that y'all thought you could maybe take advantage of?
I wouldn't say necessarily take advantage of, but he's a great quarterback. He goes through all his progressions the right way, and they had great receivers, and they had great scheme, and it was just something we had to master throughout the week, because it can be embarrassing if you don't. So I think that was the biggest thing. I just think we had a great week of preparation that week, and we were able to get the job done.
Coach Saban would talk about not wasting a failure. What do you think you guys learned from the losses last year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I learned would be every week, every day at practice is important, and it doesn't matter who we're playing or where we play at or anything like that. It's just from the Monday to the ball is being kicked off, like, are you ready to go? And I think the intensity has to be there every day, whether that's in the meeting room or on the practice field. And I think with that, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say that you gave everything you got, I think that's the way to look at it. And I think that's a big thing that I'll take from this year or from last year, is just emphasizing how important the week of practice is, and leading up to the game, that's the most important. So that's the biggest thing.
You guys follow up on that. This is the first time in 10 years y'all go to Athens. What does that matchup mean to y'all? Do y'all see it as a rivalry?
I wouldn't say a rivalry. It's a big game, of course, but that's, like I said, that's something we'll have to wait on when the time gets here. Obviously, that'll be a big game, but every game is a big game, and because we're Alabama, and we don't take that lightly at all. So what we're gonna do is keep grinding every day. Get to camp, grind out camp, and get ready for August 30.
Was it difficult mentally to have to sit out spring practice?
No doubt. it's always difficult when you know, you love this game so much and it's just gone that quick. So obviously it was difficult, but you can't feel sorry for yourself. You just gotta go. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you can. I think that was the biggest thing I learned. Is just no matter how I feel that day or that morning, I gotta get up and I gotta get this rehab so I can get better so I can get back to what I love.
What is the?
How do you feel about the depth of the guys who bring in? We're all kind of good. Yeah, he's good. He's the healthy position hitting 25 yards.
Yeah. I think Nakai Green is a great piece, and he's a valuable piece that we needed. And he's, like you said, he's a vet, and he knows what it takes to be successful. And now it's about him learning how we do things, which he's doing a great job, and being productive when the season gets here.
How have you seen LT progress at this time in Alabama? Just what he'll be able to bring to the table. You guys hope this fall.
Yeah. LT's a monster. That's what I like to call him, because he came in. I don't think he weighed as much as he do now, but I think he's about 280 now, and yeah, he's an animal.
With his usage, what has allowed him to flourish, or how you guys hope he's going to be able to flourish?
I think the way he's able to he can do all of it. He can do it. He can do the whole nine. He can stop the run. He can rush the passer, and he's just violent and explosive with everything he does. And man, I'm excited for him for this year. I know he'll have a great year, and we're happy that we have him.
What have you seen out of Keon Keeley?
Keon Keeley, man, Keon's a monster too, no doubt. I think he gained. I don't know how much he gained, but I think he's like 270, 280 pounds now. Moved to our bandit position. I think he still has some learning to do, and with LT in front of him, I think he has a great source to learn from, and just be able to take what he learned since he's been here, and when his time comes, he'll definitely be ready.
Deontae, you mentioned your rehab process for your knee. How grateful are you for the people that helped you out with that? And what was that process like for you personally?
Yeah. First, I'm just so blessed. Like, it's crazy. Now that I think about it, just how far I come, how far the Lord has taken me. And I think, like I said, Dr. Kane, he did my surgery. He worked with me in the past, and he did a wonderful job. And I think some of his work goes unnoticed, but yeah, he obviously does a great job. And you got Jeremy Giselle, that's my guy, man. He's an Alabama trainer, and I don't know, he's like that father figure in the medical room. So yeah, I think it has been great. Definitely not easy, but with the help of them, and Jeff, obviously from Alabama, they definitely helped me and just pushed me in ways that I didn't know that I could go. And I kind of want to go back to Jeremy, because he's just such a genuine guy, and he cares. So just come in every day in the morning. If I'm not having the best morning, he can tell instantly I'm not smiling like I usually am, man. He'll make sure I get my things done, and also he'll put a smile on my face before I leave. So yeah, much love for him, much love for everyone at Alabama, and I'm just super grateful.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say you are now?
Scale of 1 to 10, about a 9.
What would your advice be to another athlete that's going through something similar that you face?
Yeah, I think 2 biggest things. I think you need to be connected to your source, which mine is the good Lord above, and have people around you that care. Because my family, they support me with every decision I make, any decision I make, and they're always in my corner. And just to have people around you that want the best for you, it just makes you want to get up and just go extra just go extra, you know, and to get where you got to get. And yeah, just stay the course, keep your head down. Every day's not gonna be pretty, but you know, it's a rainbow at the end.
Clay Russaw seems like a guy that's primed for a breakout this year. What have you seen from him since he came in, and what are you looking forward to from him this season?
Yeah, Quay's a guy. Quay is my guy, and you know he's a freak, to be honest. I think he run like 22 miles per hour at like 240 pounds, and you know he's just an animal. You know, he's been, you know, diving into his game on the pass rushing side a little bit more, and you know he always talk about going to get that sack. So I'm excited for him, and you know I'm sure he'll have a great year, and you know we'll see what happens.
Deontae ties back for another season. He's been having the opportunity, if he wants, to lead the program, and now he's taking the opportunity to potentially start. Where have you seen him grow as a person, but also as a football player going forward?
Yeah, Ty's like you said, that's huge. That's huge right there. Just to have the opportunity to leave and know you'll probably play somewhere else, but you know, sit back and wait your turn. I think that shows extremely amount of resilient, and you know he just. I don't know. I'm just proud of the guy. You know, he coming in every day. He's been coming in every day because you know the quarterback position is kind of different. You know, you kind of have to wait your turn and you have to be ready when your number called because you just never know. And I think with Ty, man, he just been taking everything he learned since he's been here, and you know he's ready to put that in full force. And you know I'm excited for him, no doubt.
What can you tell us about what you got on the chain right here?
All right, I got this lion pendant. That's like my spirit animal, and then I got my 0 because that's my number. Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Why is the lion your spirit animal?
That's just me, man. You know, just head of the jungle. You know, yeah, that's me.
As someone who's spanned both coaches from Saban to DeBoer, what's the pride level for you to keep that standard where it is and not let it fall off? Where critics are expecting that to happen for a program.
Yeah, I think that comes down to the players. We obviously know the tradition and history behind Alabama's program, even before Coach Saban. You know, Coach Castellanos, you got Bear Bryant, and you got Coach Saban. And, you know, just upholding that standard, seeing the guys. Like when you walk in a facility, like you see guys that came before you. You see all these first round draft picks. You see all these national championship rings. You know the standard when you walk in that building. So I think it's something that we don't take lightly at all. And the guys, the older guys are definitely trying to imply to the younger guys about the standard and teach them the standard so that they can uphold it when we're no longer here. So yeah.
Who's your favorite football player growing up, and what are some guys you take from the way?
Yeah, I think my favorite player of all time would have to be Ray Lewis. Man, he's the true definition of a linebacker, and just watching him and just trying to study him as much as I can. Just what he do on and off the field, But I would say another guy that I learned from would be C.J. Mosley. Being a Mobile kid, he grew up in Mobile. I used to watch him when I was in park ball. I remember going to his high school games and watching him, seeing him out there make plays, and then him coming to Alabama, and then me basically following the same footsteps. But that's definitely a guy I learned from, and I wouldn't say model my game after, but I do get a lot of people say that we kind of act the same, or our personality is the same, or that. So yeah, that's what I'll say to that. Yeah, I met him a few times. I talked to him a few times, and we have a great relationship. I always ask him his advice on either watching film or just how he was able to manage his body throughout his career or something like that. And he's just a great guy to be able to give me that knowledge and actually want to share with me that information. And no, man, I'm just super grateful for him, and yeah.
I know you've been talking about focusing on things week to week and taking them as they come, but is there a game this year maybe that you're most looking forward to?
No doubt. I would say the game I'm most looking forward to is Florida State. Yeah, that's the game I'm most looking forward to.
Do those comments give you a little extra motivation during this off season?
I wouldn't say extra motivation, but it's definitely on the back of your mind. So, I won't forget. I won't forget what he said.
I know there's a lot of guys on the team that are going to feel some kind of way about what's been said, but you being in your position are going to have an opportunity maybe to actually do something about it on the field. How much does that fire you up?
Man, you just go out there and just play ball. I mean, none of the talk matters. None of anything matters other than what happens in between them lines. So, I'm obviously fired up. I'm fired up just to be able to play again, and so it's definitely a great feeling, and we're excited for it, no doubt.
Deontae, you have a chance to add to the next chapter of great linebackers that came through Alabama and make it to the NFL. What do you think about that when you know you have that opportunity? I know you didn't initially plan on coming back, but you are back now, and you have an opportunity, to add to your chapter and close out in a better light. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, like I've been saying, man, I'm just blessed. I think. Obviously, everyone has when they come here or when they come any SEC or school, they have the dreams and aspirations of playing in the league. But I think I had to look past that. I think my injury definitely it did play a factor in that, and taking a step back, trying to set yourself up for after football. The relationships that you need. Just being able to do things other than football, and but also like you said, everyone has the dreams of playing in the league, and I'm just excited that I'm able to get a chance to win a national championship, because I remember that was something that I said when I first came to Alabama, that I wanted to be a champion before I left, and I still have that opportunity in front of me, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to to reach that goal.
Deontae, forgive me, I just rolled up in case you were asked this already, but towards the end of the year, Oklahoma, Auburn, and even in the bowl game, how did that season end, you think, overall defensively?
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me. I think my mindset was kind of different after the Oklahoma game. Got injured, and I was pretty done for the year, so my mindset was a little different back then. But yeah, I think we had guys in that game though that are going to have a great role in this year's defense, and they were able to get some true game reps, and see what a real practice week looks like, and I think that. But that's nothing but beneficial for this year, and when you got to have those guys to step up, they need to have those reps, because the game is different than practice, and that's what I can say to that. I think that's last year. We're focused on this year and moving how this defense is going to move, and we're excited, no doubt.
Last question.
Also, Florida State quarterback was chirping a little. I was wondering, one, if you noticed it, two, if you had a response.
I definitely noticed it. How can you miss it? But yeah, I don't really have a response. I mean, I said earlier, all disrespect will be addressed accordingly, and I stand on that right there.